What if I told you that tonight's story isn't really about the Vikings at all? What if the entire arc of the Bears' season is quietly pivoting on a single muscle fiber in the slot, a rookie's heartbeat in the huddle, and two chess pieces? The front office is lining up in the shadows? Before you scroll, breathe this in. Momentum is fragile. Windows slam shut, and a franchise's identity can change in one primetime night. If you care about where Chicago is going, about toughness, pride, and finally playing bully ball again, don't blink. Because somewhere between fear and belief, the Bears are about to choose who they are. You can feel it around the city, the good kind of nerves, the kind that hums in your ribs on the L, that whistles through Halas Hall when the lights burn late, that makes even casual fans check their phones twice before bed. We've worn heartbreak like a winter coat for years, but there's something different in the air now. A quarterback who invites pressure like a dare, a defense that wants to hit first, and a staff that finally seems allergic to excuses. Still, the NFL is a razor's edge. One tweak, one rumor, one questionable tag at the wrong time, and everything tilts. Let's talk football without the headline bait. Coverage shells don't care about hope. If your nickel can't close windows, offenses will pry them open with a crowbar. Offensively, when your quarterback is learning the speed of the league, he needs an ecosystem. Clear reads, trustworthy run game, and a defense that hands him second chances. That's the whole picture tonight. Not hype, not panic, leverage. Field position, scripted series, and who owns the middle 8 minutes surrounding halftime. And then there's the noise. The takes. The anonymous whispers that pretend development is linear, that a rookie either has it in September or never will. Miss me with that. Growth is messy. Timing with receivers is earned, not granted. Protection calls evolve rep by reaping. Leadership isn't some Instagram caption. It's getting 10 grown men to believe when the stadium gets loud and the clock gets rude. Our quarterback is learning that in real time, and the city is learning with him. Here's what we're doing in this video, and if you're a real one, you'll ride with me through every second. We're breaking down how a late change in the secondary reshapes the coverage menu against a spacing-heavy offense, what the coaches actually want from our rookie at the line of scrimmage, and why the outside noise is just that, noise. And yes, the two roster moves being lined up to harden this team for November football, one to control the game script on the ground, and one to turn third and forever into a real down again. No spoilers yet. Earn the reveal. If the slot isn't whole, you feel it in layers. You start seeing more big nickel, more match calls, more stress on the safeties. Your corners can't squat on outbreakers because they're worried about the dig behind them. You alter your bluff and roll timing. You blitz less than you'd like because you're protecting a space, not attacking a quarterback. One hamstring can make your entire disguise package honest, and honest is where explosive plays are born against you. Quick pit stop, Bears family. If you live for this kind of granular, no-fluff breakdown, smash that like, drop a bear down in the comments, and subscribe. This channel isn't about hot air, it's about understanding how Sundays are actually won. If you've ever yelled at your TV, "Why are we in off coverage on 3rd and 4?" you're in the right place. Back to the board. Offensively, early downs are about respect. Make A. Defense respect the run and the RPO opens like a curtain. Make them fear boot and your quarterback gets cleaner half-field reads. Give him a downhill compliment and the backside end stops pinning his ears back. We need to tilt the game toward 2nd and 5 instead of 2nd and 10. That's how you protect a young passer and let your play action breathe. It's not conservative, it's calculated violence. Roster building never sleeps. The cap is a Rubik's Cube, but there's a clean way to find functional upgrades without breaking tomorrow. You hunt for two things: traits that translate now and contracts that don't handcuff you later. Sometimes the best trades are signings. Sometimes the best signings are short, incentive-heavy bets on roles you can define tightly. And when your locker room senses the front office is still swinging, juice. It's real. All right, you've waited long enough. Here's the truth, all of it, and then we'll unpack every domino. Kyler Gordon was added late to the report with a hamstring issue and is legitimately in doubt. That's not a sky-is-falling prophecy. It's a sober assessment that changes how we call the middle of the field. On the quarterback front, the staff is tuning out the background static and tightening the call sheet. More motion tells, quicker answers, fewer dead plays on first down. And the front office? They've zeroed in on 2 potential additions to reshape the season's spine: a downhill tone setter in the backfield, Damian Martinez, and a veteran edge who can still win on third down, Carl Lawson. No ink on paper yet, but there's traction, enough to talk fit, roll, and how both moves would ripple through this roster. Damian Martinez first, because game script is oxygen. He's not here to juke the entire world. He's here to make second and medium the default setting. Think: 1 cut, hips square, churn after contact, finish forward. In Chicago, weather that matters. Drop him into duo and inside zone, and suddenly your guards get to climb with malice. Pair him with our current room, and you get contrast. Thunder to lightning, a back who drags piles and keeps the clock honest. Pass pro, that's the test. If he seals the A-gap on a fireman blitz twice in the first quarter, the OC will unlock more 5-man protections and let the QB breathe. Contract-wise, you're looking at a modest, incentive-laced deal. Dress him, give him 8 to 12 touches early, ramp if the efficiency holds. Now, Carl Lawson, and if your heart rate just ticked up, same. You don't ask him to play 60 snaps and save the world. You ask him to ruin 3rd and 7. Put him opposite Montez Sweat and force a protection choice. Let him live in a wide alignment, threaten the outside shoulder, and then hit the inside counter when the tackle oversets. Stunts with the 3-tech? Yes, please, especially against guards who carry high hands and panic when they lose first contact. Even 20 snaps of honest heat can change a quarterback's internal clock and create the one tipped ball that flips the game. Health history means you're smart with pitch count and structure the money accordingly, but juice off the edge is priceless in the NFC North in November. So where does that leave our quarterback in the eye of the storm? Ironically, calmer. A heavier run threat shrinks the menu of looks he has to process and sells the shot concepts we actually like. A fresher pass rush rotation gifts him extra possessions he doesn't have to manufacture. And the messaging matters. We're not asking you to be Superman every series. We're asking you to be on time, protect the football, and punish mistakes when we force them. That's how rookies stack confidence without being babied. Back to Kyler Gordon and the geometry of tonight. If he's limited or out, expect more. Zone match on early downs, more bracket looks on problem routes, and a safety rolling down late to muddy the picture. You can still be aggressive, creepers, simulated pressure, green dogging the back, but you have to pick your spots. The Vikings live on spacing, option routes, and leverage games. Deny clean releases, reroute at 5, and force throws outside. The numbers. On third down, it's about landmarks. Don't chase in-breaking routes out of structure, pass them off and close air. And if Lawson walks in the door this week, that third down call sheet gets a whole lot louder. Culture check. Moves like Martinez and Lawson aren't splashes for the ticker. They're messages to the room. We believe this defense can heat up. We believe this quarterback deserves a sledgehammer of a run game. We believe November football belongs to the most violent team, not the prettiest one. It tells veterans their snaps will be protected and tells young guys the bar just went up. Standards are addictive when they're felt, not stapled on the wall. I'll land this plane with you, Bears family. Nothing here is official until it's official. This is a speculation channel that refuses to lie to you. But the contours are real. Manage the slot with humility and discipline, protect your rookie with intention, and add 2 veterans whose roles are crystalline. Do that, and tonight stops being about surviving the Vikings. It becomes the night we decided what kind of season we're willing to fight for. Drop your thoughts below. How many touches for Martinez in Week 1? How many third down snaps for Lawson if the deal gets done? And what's your comfort level if Kyler can't go? Subscribe if you haven't. Share this with the most intense Bears fan in your life and keep your chin up. Windows slam, yes, but sometimes if you're Chicago enough, you punch them right back open. Bear down.